Hello, I'm Farhad Mohit, and this is my co-founder, one of my co-founders, Naveed Aslani. I've been, a little bit of background, I've been in the web space forever. I started bizrate.com in 1996 and Shopzilla in 2004. And so it's an honor to be here. I'm a bit of a dinosaur, but it's an honor to be here on stage today, launching our latest company at TechCrunch Disrupt. We are Gripe. Our URL is Gri.pe, and our tagline is Unleash Your Clout. That's because we have a very simple app that does a very powerful thing. Our app takes a resource that all of us have, which is our online connections, our online cloud, our word-of-mouth power, and puts it in the palm of our hands so that we can use it to get our complaints resolved on the spot with local service providers. So let me show you how. Gripe is a free app. It's available on Android and iPhone platforms. There's no registration required. You simply sign in with your Twitter or Facebook handles, and it revolves around this main screen. On the screen, as you can see, we call it the Gripe card. You can see all the places that I'm a member of. I'm a member of Twitter, Facebook, Yelp, TripAdvisor, Foursquare, CitySearch, Goala. As you can see, I might not have a real life, but I have a very strong virtual presence and online clout. It summarizes all of it in a reach and influence number, and we calculate that like this. Reach is your friends and followers on Twitter and Facebook. Influence is those you can influence through your friends and followers on Twitter and Facebook. And we pulled that together in a number. You see mine is 1.4606 million. We have this by itself is a very cool thing to have on your app. It's a free app, and we have an influential count here, top influencers. I'm on top of it. I have a feeling if Chamillionaire downloads the app, he's going to jump on top there. But the idea here is to pull this and put it in, on your phone so that you can get problems resolved on the spot. Let me show you how that happens. You pull this out. If you have a problem, you say find a place. It's location aware. We partner with Google, so there's millions of businesses in the US and internationally that this works with. Takes a little second. When it comes up, you'll see a list of the locations around here. If you're unable to find it, maybe you can flip back and forth. Oops. You can search for a hotel. If you can't find the list, you can search for a hotel. Hotel Disrupt is what we're going to do as our example here.
There's a connection issue, maybe.
Oh. OK, there you go. So Hotel Disrupt. Hopefully do a search. There it is. Sorry about that, the Wi-Fi. So what Gripe does is that it loads the Hotel Disrupt in the bottom half of your card, and now you're setting your Gripe card up. Who did you speak with? So you can put in the name of the manager that you're speaking with or the person that's helping you. In this case, John Smith, the manager. Now I have a very important ally to help me get my problem resolved. Now I can go up to John and say, hey, John, this is who I am. These are all the places that I'm on, and this is my reach and influence. I would love that we solve this problem right here, and I send a cheer, share a cheer with my entire network and naming you and your company. That's what I'd prefer to do. But if we can't resolve it, I'm going to be forced to start a Gripe, and it's going to go to those same people. So this works amazingly well. I mean, we haven't, even before launch, we've shown this at its place, and immediately you have uncompromised attention. Let me tell you. But if you don't have the manager on hand, or maybe you don't want to be confrontational, you don't want to bring it up there, you can hit Start a Gripe. We ask you what happened. We allow you to add photos from your camera or from the library, soon from video as well. And most importantly, we ask you how can they resolve your Gripe? So what is your ask here? The reason for that, and if you see in our logo, the idea is to take every Gripe and have it be resolved. That's what we're trying to do, get your complaints resolved. So you hit submit, and the social elements of the product kick in. Now, the Gripe is sent to your followers and your friends on Facebook and Twitter. You see that I started a public complaint on Hotel Disrupt. When you click on that URL, anyone does, they come to the site. They immediately see how many people have started to see this and how many more people are going to see this soon. And the idea is keep it growing and keep it going. So tweet forward. So there's a social element, and the Gripe continues to virally expand. Now, on the B2B side, we go back to the merchants, and we send them an email saying, hey, this is a Gripe, a public complaint that's been started. It's a permanent URL, and all these people are coming to it, seeing what's happening here. you have an opportunity here to come claim your account, and you already know what the customer is asking for. All you have to do is resolve it. And when you resolve it, there's a huge carrot in front of you, because now you take someone who's a net detractor or a complainer, and you're turning him into someone who is positive. Because when the customer marks a gripe as resolved, the top of this screen becomes green. All the links that were out there before now point to something that's positive, and everyone is happy. And that's the whole point of this, to make complainers into customers, and customers into happy customers, and unhappy customers into happy customers. That's basically our application. But before we push the launch button and go live right on screen here, what I'd like to do is give you brave, huh? Two reasons why every single person out there, including especially all us super nerd influencers in the crowd here today, should immediately download Gripe. One, we have spent years building our online clout and our network in the internet, but never really get the respect we deserve as we walk around in the real world. That's about to change with Gripe. Number two reason is the next time you're standing before a hotel manager or a clerk who's being unresponsive, now you know. The complaints resolved, there's an app for that.
We're out of time, so you should press the button if you're
We press the button, launch Gripe, and unleash your cloud. Launch it, Navid. Thank you.
That's Gripe, everyone. A way to turn annoying social media douchebags into even louder, more annoying social media douchebags. Adam?
Yeah, I was picturing, if this is successful, I was picturing millions of customer service manuals across the world being rewritten of what to do if someone threatens you with a gripe. So I like that it captures the heat, right? Like you've got in an ideal case, you've got a passionate user, they want to do something, they want to be heard, and you're basically saying, use this, I'll be heard, which is, we talked about a little earlier today, so I like that. I think the question I had for you is, have you thought of the community angle to this? Like when I think of like FML or other things that let me post, kind of get satisfaction, negative, positive things, part of what keeps those things in check and prevents abuse is that other people can weigh in and say, hey manager, you don't have to worry about this guy, he's nuts. Like I think this is...
That's an excellent question, and it centers around fraud. One of the things that we said is that you don't have an account with us. What you're logging in with and where your clout and your influence comes from is your real friends and your real followers on Facebook and Twitter. So to the extent that you're filing a gripe, it's going to go out to your mom, to your dad, to your family, and everyone around. So it's not like you can set up an anonymous account and start bashing people, because anonymous accounts do not have friends or followers. And so there's a natural incentive in there.
Let me go to Chamillionaire here. You have a shitload of followers. Would you use this?
I actually really like the ideas, and I applaud them because they were sitting next to me at dinner and they didn't even say nothing or try to brown nose to me or nothing. So they knew I would be a judge. But the question I asked
don't roll like that.
How does it make money?
Well, actually, that's an excellent question. We look at the play right now as trying to own that Gripe button on the phone. This is a business that is on the cusp of local, mobile, location aware, real time, and social, and commerce. I mean, it's a very nice space to be in. It's increasing returns to scale because every Gripe sends out messages about Gripe itself. Every time you show this to a vendor, they learn about Gripe. So what we're trying to do right now is to get that increasing returns to scale. Nobody wants two businesses where they have to file a Gripe. Nobody wants the businesses don't want two places to solve a Gripe. So we're trying to own that space. When we do, on the merchant side, there's a ton of revenue opportunities for premium services on how to serve your customers better. And remember, all those links are coming back to one page. Those pages can be linked back to the vendors for SEO. On the consumer side, there's a bevy of opportunities there as well, from advertising all the way down to different levels of service for being higher level gripers. So if you want us to call definitely on your behalf and be a concierge service and other things. But right now we're just focused on getting you on there, telling all your friends, and hopefully getting that viral effect and hitting critical mass.
Matt or Elaine, either.
So it sounds like social extortion. That should be like your new tagline. No, I'm kidding. It's a good idea. So I guess the...
People versus companies. I like that one better.
Well, so I guess the thing that kind of strikes me is, and don't take this the wrong way, right now, until you add the revenue piece, this feels like a feature, not a product, right? So it's something that I'd love to see part of something, right? But I'm not sure is going to stand on its own yet. Or 2 years ago probably could stand on its own, but we've evolved a little bit, right? So the web's a different place. I think there's real potential here, but I think you've got to drive something that allows you to show some incremental early wins, revenue, something?
I respectfully disagree. I think the incremental early wins are going to be when the first person, this is an interesting network business. Usually there's this empty space problem. Until there's a lot of businesses, there's nothing there, content to see or anything. But in this business, actually, when you show the Gripe card the first time to a merchant or a manager, that first time, the guy is most likely to react very positively. And so we have an extremely useful service for consumers right off the bat.
So positively from his perspective or positively from the consumer perspective?
Well, from the consumer perspective, and that's who's going to spread this wide.
So an educated vendor would turn around, check your reach, and go, you have no friends, I don't care?
Why do I have no reach?
Well, no, I'm saying if you didn't, the power of the tool
because you also have Yelp and TripAdvisor and all these places.
Not everybody's like my friend here.
Yeah, like what if they have like 2 followers or 10 followers, and then the people that they're following is 5 people, and they've only got like, so when that number comes up, it's something very low.
If we could flash back to the screen, you'd notice that the average person has about 200 or so friends on Facebook. So that means 200 times 200. You're starting around 40,000 right there. And then you go with Twitter. Twitter is a little different. There's a lot of whales like yourself and a lot of smaller people. But Facebook is a real network where most people have hundreds of friends or family in there, and that's a real business. That's 40,000 people, 30,000 people. That's something to really consider for a local business. I mean, the manager does not want to be associated with a Gripe that is spreading versus having a cheer that is spreading with his name attached to it.
It sounds like a protection racket. It sounds like you just said it's people, consumers against companies. It's actually not. You keep saying the manager, and you have a box where you put in a guy's name. It's not. It's one person facing down another person, holding his phone out like a dick, saying, "I'll send this to all my followers, John Smith. You'll lose your job." It's horrible. That's
not what's supposed to happen at all. In fact, what happens many times is you have a discussion with a manager, and you're trying to say, like, look, man, take care of me. I'm going to take care of you. You need to, this and that. I mean,
not like a protection racket at all. There, you look after me, I look after you. We're fine. We're friends. Sorry, Elaine. I jumped in your time there.
A kinder comment, and I think slightly different than everybody being afraid that people are going to be doing social extortion. But right now, it's interesting because you are aggregating all of these different reviews and metrics together, and you are essentially a dashboard, right?
I'm sorry.
You're essentially kind of a dashboard
Absolutely.
for all of these, but you don't actually have any integration into the Foursquare, into the Yelp UI, right?
Right.
And my fear is actually not that it will be effective, but you're going to have too many false threats, right? And if you were able to show like, here is the pre-written comment that I'm going to post to Facebook, or the pre-written Yelp review, or all of that integration, then I think it would actually be more effective.
I think that those are definitely things that we can be working on as well, and allow the consumer to show what is the review that's going to go on, and before it goes out there, to give the merchant a chance. And one important thing here, the merchant is coming in and solving a Gripe into a cheer. It's a customer acquisition method. So usually customers want respect, and they want maybe a refund or a partial refund for something that happened. You give them that, and you get thousands of links back to your site saying you did that. It's not really like you can go in there and say, I want a Denali, because you screwed up my soup. I mean, that ain't gonna fly. So I just want to make sure that we do that.
Okay, well, we're out of time, but one final point.
So pretty much people are doing this already. On Twitter, they're complaining about companies, and you're saying that you're just going to show the damage, right?
And not only show the damage, but show the benefit, the potential benefit of turning that into a positive. And keeping it in one place so that it's available, so you can link to it and see what's happening.
Okay, Gripe, everyone.
Thank you very much.
Okay, well, that brings us to the end of the first session of the first lot of startups for today. So the judges are going to go away with their iPads.